on orbital shipyard. I'm going to be going for just a Reaper expand into a basic marine tank build. I'm not going to focus on any fancy... At this level, it's better to focus on just having defenses against all-ins and not getting cheesed. Then I would say, like, doing some fancy Liberator micro or Hellion run-bys or some crazy drop. Like, you don't need to do any of that. At this level, like, up to Platinum, easily, maybe Diamond, you don't need to do any fancy builds. You just need to spend your money better than your opponent. It's only maybe around Diamond you actually see players who are able to execute the harass getting a bit of a leg up. But you're deluding yourself if you think you lost because of a build order in the Gold League. Let's be honest here. So. Alright. So, I'm just going to have the guess. I should send out an SCV scout just to make sure he's not doing anything super cheesy. I'm just going to make sure he doesn't go for like a 7 roach rush or something silly. Or maybe like a quick Zergling speed or one base. Every once in a while, you'll get that guy trying a one base Baneling bust. And if you didn't scout early and you get your Reaper caught or something, you just die. I've died to one base Bane bust at like top GM. Like, it works and it's annoying. Like, god damn it. I've done it a couple times myself just to spite people I know wouldn't scout. So... But it looks like he's not going for anything too crazy. He should have an expansion here. It's not 100%. Yeah, he's got the Expo on the way. He's got gas for probably speed, but remember, it could go to roaches. I'm going to go ahead and get another barracks as well. Alright. And there's no reason for this SCV to stick around really any longer here. I'm getting another barracks. I'm going to get the factory once I have the gas. Remember, we're just focusing on getting the safest opener possible and spending our money. Alright. Yeah, he's got a couple lings. I don't want to be focusing on microing against Zerglings. That is not important. What's important is just having my production up. I'm going to be right at the bottom of the ramp to see if any meaningful amount of Zerglings are coming out. I'm going to want to be able to jump pretty fast over to my Reaper just to be able to move away from the Zerglings, or maybe snipe a drone that's going for another base or something. But nothing crazy. Immediately going for... The orbital should happen as soon as you have the ability to make an orbital. There's no reason to delay an orbital ever. So don't do that. Make that one of the things you, most importantly, don't forget. I'll see so many players, like, they'll get their orbital on, like, 23 supply or something. You're losing out on a lot if you're making your orbital that late. Just FYI. You want it on just about 19 supply if you went for a barracks first. Is usually what it works out to. So. Alright. He's got the speed. He surrounds the Reaper. Not a huge loss there. That means he hasn't gone down to take another base yet. Is another big takeaway from this. I'm going to get my starport started. I'm just continuing to produce units. Remember, we're going for that. More units always wins. And at the end of the day, it should carry through. I can start my third command center because I'm going to be getting a tank up to defend here.
Not enough minerals.
Alright.
Insufficient Vespene gas. Additional
I've got more depots on the way. I'm going to scan the main. Now, this isn't guaranteed to get me a big scout. Okay, he has a Baneling nest. I'm going to go down the ramp with one because he's getting a lair. He might not be going like for a Bane all-in. He's getting a lair. It's kind of weird to go for a Baneling nest if you're getting a lair as well. So I'm going to get more depots. We're going to add on more barracks. I have a tank now. I don't know if he has a third base, but right now I'm just trying to build up production. This is around the timing. I don't need to get that many units out unless I really want to hit a timing, but I don't really have any reason to be hitting a timing right now. I just want to build up that strong army composition and then a move. That's it. Alright. We're trying to get to the point where you can just A-move, or at least do very little micro in actual attacks.
Add-on complete.
You can work on micro when you're diamond, alright?
Not enough. Research.
We're gonna get the combat shields, of course, better for increasing the effectiveness of the Marines. I'm gonna get another tech lab. We'll get another reactor over here. I'm going to get my upgrades started as well. That's a big one. I want to go take that third base pretty quick. I'm going to have a couple Marines out ahead. I'm taking this base over here. Starting my +1. I'm going to scan the main.
Complete.
There's a spire on the way. This is important information. So what I want to do now, I don't want to throw up turrets right now. There's no reason to be throwing up turrets right now. That's not a big deal. I'm actually going to move this over to make Widow Mines. I'm done with making tanks if he's going for a Spire. But I can get this base all set up. I can make another round of units before I have to worry about those mutants. The Spire wasn't done yet. He has a decent chunk of units, but I'm going for the upgrades. And now his Spire is finishing. Now his Spire is finishing. I'm going to get 2 more medevacs. After this, I'm going to start making Liberators. I'm going to make sure I'm not supply blocked, and then we're going to start getting those turrets up.
Additional supply depots.
Now, you don't want to just make the turrets in the mineral line. If you have the a time here,
Complete.
you want to make the turrets to zone out the Mutalisk as best as you can. So I'm setting them up kind of a little bit outside the mineral line so they have no ability to really get in and harass me in a meaningful way. The idea here, it's not too bad to overreact with your turrets as well. Like, at this level, it's fine, in my opinion. I'm starting to get maybe a Liberator or 2, get some Widow Mines. We've got all these turrets up. I'm going to start an Armory
Additional supply depots.
in order to be able to get those continued upgrades. But once again, oh, I got supply blocked again.
Additional supply
I'm such a noob.
depots required.
Alright.
Additional supply
You might
depots
even want to
required.
consider... I probably should have scouted this with my
Additional
Marines
supply
as opposed to using scans there, but I did want to have that information. I'm starting the Liberators. Now, the Liberators are good to have on another hotkey. They're good to have on another hotkey, but it's not super necessary to micro the Liberators once you have enough of them.
Not enough
They are
minerals.
for taking out the Mutalisk. You get 4 or 5 Liberators,
Additional supply
and then the
depots
Mutalisk
required.
just evaporate.
Add-on
I want to see if he's going for a
complete.
hive now. That's the biggest threat. Ultralisks. He's getting an
Additional
infestation
supply
pit, which means he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He's not getting it yet. But he's thinking,
Additional
and he's
supply
working
depots
towards
required.
getting that hive. So I don't have unlimited time to do whatever I want. And he's got another base on the way. So our strategy now is going to revolve around
Upgrade.
hitting this base. He's got the Mutalisks, he's got the Lings, he's got the Banelings. He's got a pretty good number of them. That's not a big deal. We're going to have to do a little bit of micro, but ideally, the most important thing, the best time to micro is before the battle starts. When you're already ready, you're not freaking out that you're about to get attacked or anything. So right about now, when I'm getting my 2-2 upgrades, he's just now getting his 4th base. He doesn't have a hive. I'm going to make sure I have vision, because I can't be walking into a bunch of Lings and Mains. I know you've lost games like that before. I'm getting my vision. I'm going to hotkey my units together. I've got the Liberators. I've got the tanks. I'm using Control-Click to shift them into my army. And from here, I want to put on, like, I'm going to scan. We don't know where his army is. We need to look for where his army is. There's his army. Now, that's important to have scanned, right? If I just walked up, then I would have been in trouble. But right now, I'm going to make sure I continue producing units. And we just press through. I need to make sure I know where that army is at all times. The way to lose is by not being prepared. So, already laying down some Widow Mines, but I'm going to get a scan and make sure that army isn't going anywhere I don't want it to go. I'm actually just going to siege up over here, like, get a little bit just in case, get some nice spread on the Widow Mines. Widow Mines are your best friend. You don't want them all to die right at the beginning of the fight. You got the Liberators, but I'm being very slow about this. I don't need to be quick about it. Don't be hasty. Yeah, if he just attacks in here, the Widow Mines take big chunks out of his army, and I don't even need to micro the Marines. You see, no micro, no splits required. There you go. The Widow Mine's in the right spot, the Liberators to take out the Mutas, and did not... The only thing I lost were the Widow Mines at the front. So, nothing crazy there.
Upgrade complete.
I just hit at the right time. I got my Widow Mines in the right spot. And I was ready for the fight before it started. I took the fight off of Creep as well, which made it a lot easier. I see he has no Banelings, so we can just kind of move forward. But the best fight is the fight you don't actually have to micro at all. You know you've macroed pretty well, and you've set yourself up and you prepared well if you never have to micro at all.
Replay saved.
Oh yeah, Keller. I forget what account that was on. Doesn't matter. But yeah, he actually had more micro than me that game. I mean, more APM than me. You don't need overwhelming APM in order to win games. Like 124, that's 2 actions a second, which when you combine the mouse and a keyboard, that's not insane. Like, so. All right, Calyx.